So, earlier this week, Nintendo made the very exciting announcement of the first Nintendo Direct in the Switch 2 era, and it turned out to be a Donkey Kong Bonanza Direct, which actually happened this morning on Wednesday, June 18th. Now, it should be noted that I'm actually recording this video on Tuesday, June 17th, which means I have not seen the Direct, but by the time this video goes up, the Direct will already have occurred, so the timing is very awkward. I'm not able to actually talk about Donkey Kong anymore or discuss my reactions to the Direct or any of that stuff. This is more a conversation about Nintendo's decision to make the first Direct after the release of the Switch 2 about their next big first-party game, as opposed to the wider traditional Direct that a lot of people wanted to believe was going to happen in the month of June. I also wanted to believe it, and I thought it was certainly a possibility. But I want to discuss how I'm not actually disappointed that their first Direct was a game-centric Direct, focusing on Donkey Kong, which I'm incredibly excited for myself. I want to talk about why I'm actually very okay with this choice, and I'm willing to wait a little bit longer for a regular Direct. Now, again, because of the awkward timing of my recording of this video and the time that it's going to be posted live on YouTube, I really shouldn't talk too much about Donkey Kong or the Direct itself. The only thing I want to say is that I am excited that this Direct is focused on one game, and that game is Donkey Kong Bonanza, because as I've said several times over the past few months, I am over the moon excited for Donkey Kong. I actually have been more excited for Donkey Kong than I have been for Mario Kart World. And now that the Switch 2 has been out for almost 2 weeks, I can say that Mario Kart World is fantastic. It's everything I could have wanted out of a next-gen Mario Kart game, but because it's a racing game and an online and a multiplayer-focused kind of game, it is not my ideal killer app launch title. As I've said in prior videos, it is the smarter choice business-wise for Nintendo to have released the Switch 2 with Mario Kart World, and obviously the early sales numbers have shown that it was a smart business choice. I'm just talking about for me and my own personal gaming tastes. The huge single-player adventure that is Donkey Kong Bonanza is far more my speed than a Mario Kart game, especially for a killer app launch title. So I can't wait for Donkey Kong. It's only a few weeks away, which is crazy exciting. And even though I'm recording this before the Donkey Kong Direct aired, I'm hoping that the Direct was amazing, and I'm hoping that future me enjoyed the Direct. So now let's get to brass tacks. Let's talk about first, why do we think Nintendo chose to make the first Direct after the release of the Switch 2 a Direct focused on one single game? Again, their next big first-party game, as opposed to a traditional June, summer, E3 style Nintendo Direct. And I think it's pretty obvious. I'm not trying to have a revolutionary opinion here, you guys. I think it's just that they're taking their time, which might seem counterintuitive to what a lot of game fans want. As game fans, we always want more, we always want the next big thing, and we always want the next big thing after the next big thing before we've even gotten the first next big thing. If any of that even made sense. We're always craving more. You can never give game fans and the gaming community enough stuff, right? I feel like I'm speaking for most of us when I say that. I think it sometimes makes for some unfortunately lame attitudes and some entitled people when it comes to the truth of this, but at the end of the day, it's just how gamers are. We just always want more. You can never give us too much, like I said. And so through that lens, that's probably why most people and most Nintendo fans are saying, hey, I want a massive 45-minute Nintendo Direct every month, and I want every single announcement from every single Nintendo Direct every month to be a great game. Every announcement needs to be a AAA, top-tier, amazing, mind-blowing game. There can be no medium-sized games. There can be no indie games. I just want nothing but huge announcements every single time. And of course, as we know, that's not realistic. And so, that's why I think Nintendo, after the release of the Switch 2 and Mario Kart, they're taking their time. And let's be real. I actually made a video about this recently as well. Their first year, even the rest of 2025, is already looking pretty good. It's not like we don't have exciting games to look forward to. We've got Donkey Kong next month. We have the most important game to me pretty much ever, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. That is releasing in 2025. There's a new Pokemon game coming out this year. There's a new Hyrule Warriors game coming out this year. Apparently Kirby Air Ride 2, or whatever that new Kirby Air Riders game, that's coming out this year. And in theory, we know that sometime in early 2026, this is next year, but the Duskbloods is also probably coming out in the first year of the Switch 2's life as well. And that's a third-party game, but it's an exclusive third-party game. And maybe I'm forgetting another thing that was announced, but I think I pretty much nailed it all right, and that's on top of third-party games. So even though they're not giving us a big blowout Nintendo Direct just yet, it's obviously going to come soon, but they're not giving it to us yet. We're fine, you guys. There's a lot of games to look forward to and to play. And Donkey Kong Bonanza, again, coming out in just a few weeks. We all just got the damn Switch 2. A few weeks later to get this brand new AAA Donkey Kong game. And again, we haven't even seen a new Donkey Kong game in 11 years. This is massive. So I don't necessarily need them to be overloading us with announcements and Nintendo Directs just yet. Donkey Kong is going to be amazing. They gave us a new Direct about that game this morning. In a few more weeks, we're going to have that game and play that game, and suddenly the Switch 2's library, will start to get slowly filled out with more and more content, and I just think that that's great. We also have to talk about the fact that with Donkey Kong releasing so soon, obviously Nintendo is probably more concerned on focusing all of their marketing efforts on that game. Because all these other games I listed, Metroid Prime 4, Kirby's Air Riders, and Hyrule Warriors, none of those games have a date. Now, the Pokemon game did just recently get a date, and it was sometime in October, if I remember correctly. October 16th? I made a video about it, and I already can't remember. But, we have October with Pokemon. Those other games don't have a date. Since Donkey Kong is soon and has an official hard date, clearly their primary focus, which makes sense to me, is to promote and market Donkey Kong, sell Donkey Kong to the people, make sure it's a big hit, make sure it's a great game, of course. Again, this Direct this morning, hopefully it was interesting and made people even more excited for it. And so I really think that a lot of the information and news and game announcements we're waiting for are going to occur after Donkey Kong Bonanza has released. The first order of business was releasing the Switch 2 and releasing Mario Kart. They've done that. It's gone very well. Next is to promote and to release Donkey Kong, make sure that's a big hit. We'll see how that goes, but it's also probably going to go very well. Then they need to do things like give us the release date for Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, and probably a Nintendo Direct focused on that game. Give us dates and information and new trailers for Hyrule Warriors, for Pokemon, for Kirby, whatever's happening there. And so I think within weeks after the release of Donkey Kong, maybe even in the month of August, they're probably going to give us this information, a release date for Metroid Prime 4, and they're probably going to give us the actual big traditional Nintendo Direct that we're all waiting for in the Switch 2 era. And of course, one thing I want to say before I wrap this video up is, look, I also want a traditional Direct. I mean, if Nintendo were to have asked me, what's the first Direct we should have 2 weeks after the Nintendo Switch 2 has released? Should we do a Donkey Kong Direct, or should we do a traditional Direct and tell people all this information about all these other Switch 2 games and announce some new ones and give you dates for Metroid and other things like that? I would have picked the traditional Direct, okay? It's not that I prefer the Donkey Kong Direct over the regular Direct. It's more that it makes sense to me. I'm excited for Donkey Kong, so I'm a little bit biased in that respect, and I don't need a non-stop fire hose of game information and Nintendo Directs all the time. Would I like it? Sure. Am I always happy to receive it? Of course. But I don't need it. I'm a patient guy. I'm a busy guy. I talked about this in a video recently. I went on and on about how I do so much more than just gaming. And so, look, Donkey Kong's going to be fine. This Direct this morning probably was somewhat interesting, if not amazing. That's fine. So I think we all just need to relax. The Switch 2 is brand new. Nintendo wasn't going to release this console and then immediately announce 30 games the week after it came out. These things take time. We already have a game to look forward to with Donkey Kong. So I think that if we just wait a few weeks after Donkey Kong has been out, we're going to start to get more information, release dates, game announcements, regular Nintendo Directs. Maybe we start to get things like partner directs and some of the weirder shows that don't usually tend to make me all that excited, but it never hurts to have them. So, patience. That's the point of this video. Patience, man. Donkey Kong, it's going to be great. It's coming out soon. Let's keep our eyes focused on that. Other third-party games will start to come. They actually just announced, I'm recording this after they released the trailer for the new 007 game that's coming to Switch 2 now, which is very exciting. I think that Call of Duty Black Ops 7 will be coming to Switch 2 this year as well. Not everyone agrees with that, but I think it's probably going to happen, so maybe we have to wait to see other big third-party games like Call of Duty continue to get announced. So let's just chill and wait. That's my thoughts about the Donkey Kong Direct versus the traditional Direct. And even though I've yet to see the Donkey Kong Direct, I think it was a smart move. I understand why. And I'm happy to wait until I've already played and beaten Donkey Kong weeks after it comes out to then get the next big Direct, and we can really start to look forward to the future of the Switch 2, especially when it comes to Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. So that's what I think. Share your thoughts below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.